15 cigarettes a day. That's how much you're smoking if you're lonely. Not a metaphor. Not an exaggeration. This is the official position of the Surgeon General of the United States. Published in May 2023. Loneliness raises the risk of premature death by 29%. The risk of stroke by 32. Dementia in older adults by 50. And right now, 1 in 2 American adults says they feel it. 1 in 2. America has never been more connected and never more alone. Dr. Vivek Murthy, who served as the 21st Surgeon General of the United States, traveled the entire country before he wrote his report. People told him the same thing everywhere he went. They feel invisible. 82 pages. An official government document. Our epidemic of loneliness and isolation. Here's what he found. Over the last 2 decades, Americans quietly stopped spending time together. In 2020, the average American spent 20 minutes a day with friends, in person. 20 years earlier, it was 60. A third of what it used to be. But the young are the worst. People between 15 and 24 cut their in-person time with friends by 70%. 70. The generation that grew up on social media. The generation with thousands of followers. The loneliest generation in American history. After his advisory was published, Murthy received thousands of letters. One was from a man in Detroit. He didn't sign his name. He wrote that he was 62, recently divorced, lost his job during the layoffs. He wrote that he hadn't spoken to another human being out loud in 11 days. Not had a conversation. Spoken out loud. He started talking to himself in the kitchen, reading recipes out loud, naming items on his grocery list, just to remember what his own voice sounded like. He ended the letter with one line. I am not asking for help. I am asking if anyone notices. We tend to think of loneliness as an emotion. Sad. Heavy. But it passes. Murthy says, no. Loneliness is a physical state. Like hunger. Like thirst. A signal from the body that something necessary for survival is missing. And the body responds. Cardiovascular disease rises. Stroke up 32%. Dementia in the elderly up 50. Depression, anxiety, suicidal thoughts, and premature death 29% more likely. 29%. That's not a number from an academic paper. It's the official conclusion of the government of the largest economy on Earth. Social isolation costs Medicare the health program for older Americans. $6.7 billion every year. Loneliness is not a personal problem. It's an economic crisis. Murthy names the culprit directly. Technology, not by itself, but in the way we use it. Social media replaced conversation. Texting replaced talking. A reaction replaced being there. And we lost something that can't be measured in likes. Murthy writes it word for word in his report. There is no substitute for in-person interaction. Not because he's a Luddite, but because the data says exactly that. People who use social media as their main way of connecting report higher levels of loneliness. Not lower, higher. More followers, more likes, more loneliness. You can't fool the brain with a notification. Murthy ends his report, not with blame and not with a verdict. He says, this can change. Because loneliness is not a fate. It's a condition made by people, and people can change it. But first, we have to admit that it exists. That every other person near you, right now, is lonely. Not because they're weak, not because something's wrong with them, but because we built a world where it's easier to send a message than to make a call. Easier to like than to show up. Easier to be online than to be there. 15 cigarettes a day without ever lighting one. I've been Marcus Cole. One thing you can do today: call someone you haven't spoken to in more than a month. Not a message, a call. Because tomorrow, they might not pick up.